All right, Vito, what is the most necessity part when it comes to getting more power out of these trucks?
Yeah, so obviously big turbos, big injectors, all that stuff is great, but it all boils down to your fuel supply. So without an adequate fuel supply, you're kind of stuck at only making, a certain amount of power, right? You can throw as much fuel at those injectors as you want, but if your fuel supply is dirty or it's not adequate enough to keep up with the demand, then you're going to have issues with the truck. So it's not going to run correctly. You're going to drain the rail, et cetera, et cetera. So we always like to, start at the source first, right? And let's go to, lift pump stuff on any truck. If you're going to try to make anything above stock horsepower, with the exception of a couple makes and models that have, good lift pumps from the factory, that's what you're going to want to do. For instance, on something like this, you're going to want a nice lift pump, sump, all that good stuff. When it comes to, a 6.0, if you're going to do a lift pump, you're going to want to do a regulated return, right? Because that's how you're going to supply adequate fuel to front and rear injectors of the engine. So having a regulated return on one of those trucks is important. But just speaking in general, when it comes to making power, all these guys want to do big turbos, built motor, all this stuff, blah blah blah. Well, fuel supply is probably one of the most important aspects of that, along with good tuning, clean tuning, and a built trans. I mean, you can't put the cart in front of the horse, right? So built trans, I always recommend, if a customer's on a budget and they want to do a built truck, let's start with fuel system, let's start with built trans, and then we can go ahead and add turbos, injectors, stroker pump, motor work, whatever you want. But the good thing is just having a good foundation for a performance build. Otherwise, you're just asking for failures. And typically when you're making big power and a transmission fails or whatever, it can be catastrophic. I mean, you can end up spending a lot more money than just doing it first or doing it before you had all that power. So just some things to keep in mind. If you guys are out there and you're new to the diesel stuff and you want to build a truck, call us, man. We'd be happy to help you and at least point you in the right direction. So we can do everything you need to be done in-house when it comes to engine builds, transmission builds, fabrication, whatever have it. Just call us, let us know, and we'll go ahead and price something out for you, and nice options for you to go ahead and start your performance build.